Hey, it's Benji Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio, welcoming you to another edition of People of Distinction, the talk that gives an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, peopleofdistinction.org, for more info, or you can email me directly at benji@alcoleenterprises.com. And on the line with us today, we have Alkawther Makki. We'll be discussing her book, Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner, available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or if you guys want to get the full experience of everything that Alkawther has to offer, do yourself a favor. Don't stop at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Go directly to her personal website, alkawthermakki.com. That's ALKAWTHERMAKKI.com. So one last time, that's alkawthermakki.com. And I will say, Alkawther was brought to People of Distinction today by some of the best movers in the business. Far Eastern Marketing. If you have a book that you'd like moved, well, move it through Far Eastern. You can find them at fareasternmarketing.com. And guys, it is an absolute pleasure to have Alkawther here on the line with us, because the book we're going to be discussing today, Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner, is a straight-to-the-point health and wellness guide to enhance all areas of your life and motivate you to become the best that you can be. For anyone who wants to finally and permanently attain a healthy lifestyle without diets, pills, or gimmicks, learn health principles and practices from a real human to feel superhuman. Alkawther has a brain-powering zest for life and enthusiastic nature to undertake any challenge by finding beauty in all things. And the last thing I'm going to say before we bring her here on the line, because listen, I'm sure you guys are just as excited as I am to get involved. Listen, what better time to have a book of this magnitude than what we're all going through right now? Guys, listen, I don't know about you, but I've packed on a little weight since this whole COVID situation has started, okay? I'll be the first one to put it out there. I'll be the first one to say it. The gyms are closed. Living a healthy lifestyle has shifted a bit. It's not the same as it was, just a few months ago. So having a book of this magnitude with practical tips, with a straightforward guideline, and being able to live that healthy lifestyle that we want without all of the extra stuff on top is so important. And listen, Alkawther is the expert on the matter, okay? So without further ado, let's bring her here on the line with us. Alkawther, first and foremost, thank you so much again for being a guest with us today on People of Distinction. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, this is a round 2 of Benji and Alkawther. You think we can get to round 12 or 15? Benji, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. Well, listen, the feeling is mutual, and we'd love to continue to have you on here, okay? Now, Alkawther, let's jump right in. Okay, listen, you started your journey writing poetry in your first book entitled Unspoken Revivalism. It is an educational textbook, most notable for its rich poetic pageantry, self-inventing terms, and student-teacher guide. Since poetry has been your passion for such a long time, what led you to write a health book?
It's true that poetry has been my passion for as long as I can remember, and I attribute my gift of writing to health and sports. During the time that I struggled to read and write, I felt inadequate to my peers. So I had to channel my inner strength and compete to win. Somehow the humility gave me fortitude, vigor, and dominance amongst my peers. I bustled with determination at every physical challenge, was always the last one standing at a dodge tournament, climbed to the pinnacle of a rope, kicked like a pro, hit a home run, and was always first to the finish line. Sports, especially running, has been my greatest strength. And the beauty of sports is that I maintained a great physique. On the contrary, still I battled health issues because I lacked the knowledge and resources to understand what I was consuming. Eventually, I had to make a considerable change. I made it my objective to feel well inside, which impelled my research. Through my research and experiments, I discovered that the once sought after health foods are not really healthy at all. And more importantly, what you eat is primary because nutriment is what fuels the machine, aids in recovery when we pump iron, which is secondary. At 32, health has become the most fundamental force in my life, and therefore it is part of my human altruism to share my knowledge and collaborate with the rest of the world with my health book to help others thrive, foster innovation, and growth.
You know, Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner is a fairly shorter book than your first, 62 pages to be exact, about an hour read, give or take, right? But why did you decide to write a shorter book than your first book?
I have found that people who want to change their life are seeking an ample amount of useful information in a time-efficient manner. They are not fond of the runaround, rather prefer a straight-to-the-point blueprint. When it comes to health, time is essential. Basically, who wants to read a lengthy book only to find that the sum and substance is at the very end? I was once that person searching for answers in real time because I wanted to run with life. And that is why Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner is a brief yet extremely informational book that delivers results.
Fantastic. Let's start off at the beginning. How does the abstract and introduction set a motivational platform for the readers?
Abstract and introduction serve as a motivational platform for readers because they are given insight to identify false claims, which reflects on past health claims indoctrinated in society, those made by the media, doctors, and health gurus advertised by profitable corporations. On a positive note, the reader will understand why the once health-conscious foods are a detriment to their health. And the truth will now give them the confidence in making right choices for their future health endeavors.
Mm-hmm. Now, how does the subtitle, Feed Your Brain, Not Your Stomach, encourage and convince people to lead this practice?
For someone like myself who loves food, I can tell you that I have mastered this practice. It wasn't easy. It took time, dedication, willpower, love for myself, not just the image, love for my organs, my mental well-being. Unfortunately, many aspire to have an attractive physique, even if unhealthy foods aid in their weight loss goal. However, their expectations should be greater than what they perceive from the outside. As we all know, looks can be deceiving. That is why we need to take into account the Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner approach, or what I like to call the superhuman approach, which is brain health conscientious. The solution is to reprogram the brain. First, this starts with letting the reader know they are worthy and capable of earning their best self.
Mm-hmm.
Second, let them discern between misleading habits and reliable experience. Thirdly, to help them identify chemical compositions that hinder their efforts. And then implement brain health foods to increase activity in the cerebellum. And finally, to provide the necessary tools and resources to attain the required food sustenance.
One point of curiosity for me, I noticed when I read through the book that the word diet is not part of your terminology. It doesn't appear anywhere in the book. How does one effectively become leaner without dieting?
Exactly. Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner is not a diet. It's a lifestyle change to reach your weight loss goal and maintain vitality, which is highly attainable because there are no yo-yo dieting cycles. The fat loss strategic plan isn't a temporary fix. It's a way of living without starving yourself, rather adopting to strategies to incorporate in your everyday eating routine, such as refrain from snack binges and integrate thermogenic foods.
Well, Great segue. What are thermogenic foods and how do they aid in weight loss opposed to exercise alone?
Thermogenic foods are foods that boost your metabolism by making your body burn calories through heat, even when consuming a large amount of calories. Spices and herbs that I have labeled as flavor are highly thermogenic, which reduce mid-belly fat, stabilize glucose levels, increase cognitive function, and maintain muscle mass. First and foremost, increasing your cardio is not the optimal solution to weight loss. It's rather what you eat, when you eat, and how you transfer those energy sources. If you think how electricity works, AC and DC current, with direct current, muscle contract, with constant force, and therefore voltage doesn't go through zero. So exercise without the required sustenance will lead you to catch fire, burn out like DC current. On the other hand, you want polarity, positive direction, which is easily transformed from one voltage to another. It has low energy loss, which is alternating current. Fuel the machine with thermogenic foods for low energy loss and adequate recovery.
In the contraband section of your book, why do you forbid counting calories?
Contraband is those food or practices that are impermissible. I encourage the reader to disregard counting calories because macronutrients are far more important than calorie counting, as high caloric rich foods initiate thermogenesis. In addition, foods higher in calories support greater weight loss. For example, 300 calories of fatty fish will contribute to your weight loss efforts, whereas 100 calories of artificial fat-free candy will contribute to weight gain. How is this possible? Since the human body doesn't recognize ingredients that are artificial and foreign in nature, it fails to interpret them or break them down, and therefore they are stored as fat. Nonetheless, they cause numerous health conditions, so we need to do our due diligence and recognize these poisons. Instead of calorie counting, be frugal about what you are eating and listen to your body's full response mode, which will become effortless with persistence, and that starts with opting for non-GMO and organic whole foods.
Great advice. Following off of that, listen, you stress the importance for opting for organic foods. Are all organic foods considered healthy?
Not all organic food is created equal. Organic, non-GMO fruits and vegetables are optimal because they are not induced with antibiotics or harmful pesticides, and therefore naturally have a higher level of antioxidants than the conventional. Not all organic packaged foods are acceptable, especially because they contain large amounts of cane sugar. Always opt for whole foods that are not packaged to reduce toxins and foreign ingredients. I can't count how many times I am at the market seeking a healthier alternative to hybridized wheat or sugar, and I choose a product that has all the right ingredients except for one, and it's that one ingredient that makes me immediately shelf the product. In order to develop taste and texture, they have used gums and increased the amount of sugar, which looks clean but is not clean, and that's why sugar is the white plague.
Again, here on the line with Alkawther Makki, we're discussing her book, Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner, available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or at her personal website, alkawthermakki.com. Following off of that last statement that you just said, Alkawther, we're talking about sugar being the white plague. First and foremost, why do you believe sugar is the white plague? And next, how is it a detriment to our society at large?
It's crucial to keep in mind that sugar is highly addicting, and 10 abrupt mood swings stunts growth in children, yields their attention span, which triggers a fight or flight response, where chances of manic episodes are greater. Sugar in all forms kills brain cells. It harbors infections, damages the liver, clogged arteries, diabetes, LDL cholesterol, inflammation, and obesity. And these are the detrimental health ailments our society is facing today. As a result, pills to treat one illness leads to numerous ailments with an additional pill to treat the condition caused by the initial pill, the second pill, the third pill. It's a complete mess. As a society, we need to reduce sugar consumption, which I thoroughly explain, a comprehensive, economical, detailed strategy. Additionally, reduce sugar consumption by reading labels with hidden names. It's really crucial to read all labels and make sure you are not eating cardboard foods, those low-caloric foods high in sugar, empty on nutrients and essential fat.
You know, Alkawther, in the labels section of your book, as well as what you just stated, you're prompting the reader to always identify labels of food, water, packaged goods, and beauty products. Why is it mandatory to read all labels and choose foods that are in support of human practices?
It is imperative to read all labels because poisonous chemicals persist in most products. It's not just what we eat, it's what we wash and shower with, the products we apply to our skin, the constant free radicals we are bombarded with due to pesticides, pollution, human waste, industrial chemicals, and burning fossil fuels. When it comes to food, be cautious of ingredients you are unfamiliar with and identify artificial ingredients which deplete your body from absorbing vitamins and carrying nutrients to your organs. In addition, opt for plant foods that are traceable. Sadly, we live in a time where the greed of food corporations has envenomed the terra firma, manipulated means of cultivation, and hindered the growth of clean whole foods. Hence, there's no longer a fertile Sicilian. It's nearing to become uninhabitable. We spend more time coping with health ailments, trying to desperately to heal our bodies rather than enjoying all that Mother Nature has to offer. So something has to change. The question is, how do we conserve natural resources, restore previous lush lands? What type of drastic measures do we have to implement to rehabilitate, reinvigorate our crops, essentially our ecosystem? At the outset, we need to be in support of human practices because the health of the environment will determine the purity of our food. On a global level, we need to reduce CO2 in the atmosphere and eliminate human biocides entering oceans, institute widespread composting, and finally, we need to pioneer the raw and the crude, prosper by embodying health prospects with holistic healing modalities.
Fantastic. You know, how are anti-cancer superfoods, herbal medicine, and essential oil holistic healing modalities?
Anti-cancer superfoods are raw foods that strengthen the immune system, that have a role in cancer prevention and promote survival. They are nutrient-packed, high in antioxidants and phytonutrients. Herbal medicines improve brain function, maintain heart and vascular health, increase hemoglobin levels, and treat bacterial, viral, and parasitic infections. Essential oils contribute to physical, emotional, and mental health. Each essential oil is second to none and can be part of your daily immune support. As a matter of fact, enhancing your daily health with essential oils is a good habit to have.
You know, listen, speaking of good habits, you advise the reader to kickbox bad habits to the curb. How does reforming to good habits improve one's quality of life?
For the most part, these are really basic adjustments. People just need a little nudge to remind them how to enhance their daily performance. Proper hygiene balances hormone levels and decreases bacterial infections. Thus, acclimating to good habits encourages confidence and dignity, which leads to a more functional human being.
Now, listen, a critical question. Why do you recommend readers complete a lab test before making a lifelong change?
It is important for every person to undergo an allergic and sensitivities test simply to understand what works well with your DNA. A person's gender, blood type, and medical conditions all play a significant role in how our body responds to certain food and exercise intensity, even when we believe we are eating and performing at our best. Moreover, a completed lab test, which also measures oxidative stress and one's antioxidant status, is excellent because the biomarkers are crucial in determining specific information that aid in targeted food sustenance, that can be used along with Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner's Fat Loss Strategic Plan. The lab test serves to guide your direction and give you the confidence to change and take control of your life.
You know, Alkawther, you have certainly given readers as well as our listening audience an ample amount of resources and the necessary tools to change their lives. Now, I think most readers will appreciate the product brand section in your book, but why did you feel that this was a must-have?
I believe the product brand section is a necessary must-have because having direction and being prepared are key factors in initiating successful change. This is a mandatory and convenient tool for readers to effectively navigate and purchase products. Since it is a nuisance to opt for healthier options in the fast-paced mainstream society, it becomes an unfavorable task to invest time and effort searching for a healthier alternative to the conventional. That is why I have provided an extensive list of product brands and sites to help you reach your goals, which will also direct your commitment, enhance your willingness to make smart choices, and spur your curiosity when seeking additional options.
Fantastic. Listen, as we tie up this wonderful interview, what is your advice to people who want to be smarter, cleaner, and leaner?
You know, the feeling you used to get when you were a child, pining for candy, and shortly thereafter, that dopamine rush was a fantastic reward. Well, that is the same feeling I get when I eat my super green salad packed with spinach, walnuts, and blueberries. Eating healthy isn't disgusting. It's what you get yourself habituated with. And look, I'm not telling you that you can never have a great night out at your favorite restaurant, ready to taste all the wonderful entrees and desserts your bugs desire. As a matter of fact, I too, once in a while, treat myself to a piquant, succulent food I continue to desire. And, I'll be at a favorite restaurant and maybe a familiar couple will look over to my table and say, "Hey, that woman looks familiar. Isn't it Alkawther Makki?" "Oh, yeah, the author of Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner." "Oh my God, I just watched her devour an entire pizza in the last 10 minutes, and now she's feeding her face in t-shirt with a dark chocolate cake and vanilla bean ice cream." And then their waiter interrupts their befuddled speech and refills their drinks and says, "Is there anything else I can get you?" And the woman replies, "Yes, is there any way I can change my order?" "Of course, what can I get you?" "I'll have a margarita pizza on the dessert menu, please." And, "Babe, we're supposed to be on a diet." "No, you're on a diet. I'm on Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner." So you can always continue to celebrate life, okay? You can always have that time out at the restaurant and eat your favorite food. But for the most part, every single day, you need to make the right choices for yourself, not just for your body, for your mind. And the mission here is to bring fruition, foods, and fiction that have been sabotaging your efforts. Through the knowledge and expertise and facts provided by Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner, you will continue to make right choices, maintain control, and control when you treat yourself, and still feel great about what you just consumed. Feel great about your body, and most importantly, the way you feed your brain to enhance your transformation. So be optimistic that real food is amazing food with a superhuman approach. Without a doubt, health and wellness is the key to optimum performance. So don't settle to feel normal. Aspire to reach vitality. And finally, always be inspired to become your best self, because today is your tomorrow. You've got this.
Fantastic. Listen, guys, what more can we say? Right? You know what you got to do. Listen, a couple of things that really stood out to me that I think were absolutely profound is, first and foremost, she mentioned, guys, not all organic food is created equal, okay? Read the labels. Make sure you're doing the research and you're being smart about your decisions. And then one of the last things that we just finished up with, it's not like you have to cut out all the good stuff from your diet, or let me even change my terminology, because just because you may categorize like a chocolate cake as being good stuff, that doesn't mean that the vegetables aren't good stuff, right? It really is all based upon perception. And big thing to keep in mind, guys, is everything in moderation. You can still go out and enjoy these other foods and things that you like, but if you really want to truly live that smarter, cleaner, leaner lifestyle, make sure that you're being mindful about the decisions that you're making. Alkawther Makki, this has been absolutely wonderful, as was the first interview that we had. So guys, one last time, head on over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or her personal website, alkawthermakki.com, and pick up your copy of Smarter, Cleaner, Leaner today. Alkawther, thank you once again for being a guest with us on People of Distinction.
Thank you for having me, Benji. This was awesome. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.